Alright guys, this is Rusty from cruze.com. Today I'm just going to show you how to remove the dash panels here. As you may have noticed, I've done a carbon fiber vinyl wrap, which is coming apart. So I'm just going to show you how to remove it properly, also what to look out for. It's pretty simple. Some people use tools, like you can go on eBay and buy dash removal kits. Personally, I don't need that. Some people will use a screwdriver with electrician's tape put around it to protect the plastic, but in this case it's really not necessary. So I'm just going to give you a quick demo here. First thing you're going to want to do is, for this bottom piece, you're going to want to remove the chrome trim. Best way to do it is to take your hands, push the boot down, the leather boot, and grab here by the chrome between this useless slot and this chrome, and you pull up on it. And as you can see, it was that easy. It just came right out. Hopefully you guys see this. Alright, so there's that. That's the first part. You can leave that there. Doesn't need to come off. Second part is you have now a lot of room to put your fingers underneath and get a good grip. So you just pull lightly till you hear them unclip. That's 1, 2. Just go nice and slow, working from the bottom to the top. Take your fingers up here and get a good pinch and pull. That's half of it, and that's the other half. This is held with a switch with 2 Phillips screws for your stability track off. There's also a plug here, so if you want, you could unplug it, but I suggest removing the switch completely. That'll help you to install the carbon fiber vinyl. So that's piece number 1. For the second piece, with these vents, it's much more difficult. With your hands, I still do it, depending on your hand strength. I guess it doesn't really matter. But the way I do it is I grab onto this ledge here between the information area for the radio and the plastic here for this trim piece. It's all one piece. So I put my thumbs in here between the vents. I pull on the plastic. You got a force of it. And get your finger under there. You're fighting against the vent too. But there you go. Got that part out. And then you slowly, whoops, I locked my doors. Pull out nice and gentle around. And then you give this side a little yank. And there you go. There's that piece. Okay, problems I encountered. At the moment, I've had this trim on throughout the winter, and it's coming undone. The bottom of the vent here, the top, on both sides. Also, something I suggest, there's 5 plastic clips. 2 on this side, 3 on this side. Pop the vent out. That way when you put your carbon fiber vinyl in and around, the vent clicking back in will lock it into place, so that way it'll hold better. Unfortunately, it's not what I did with this one. I should have wrapped it from under here through the plastic trim, push the vent on it. I did it for the sides but not for the top and the bottom, which I'm really regretting right now, because this stuff is coming off. If you live in a place where it gets hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold, and you're using these vents a lot, there's warm air going through here all the time, unfortunately, it's going to come undone. So there you go, there's your dash, completely undone. You can see it didn't break anything. All the stuff's intact. Putting it back together is really simple. Put your vents back on if you remove them. Doesn't matter if they're in the open and closed position, but when they're in the closed position, these aren't sticking out, so it's safer that way. Line your top clips up here. There's 4 of them in their holes as not to break them. These two first. The top two, start from the side where you finished pushing it in. You'll hear it click. And there you go. And then I have overhang showing, so you can take a flathead screwdriver and put that back in. For the bottom piece, it's the same idea. It's just that unfortunately I didn't get the vinyl through easily enough. So when I put this back on, it's going to pop back out because of the knobs. I'm going to have to get my key to hold it in. I can put it back in later. Start from the top edges, push those in, and make your way down. Nice and easy. Making sure it's all in. I find that there's a gap here. I'm not sure if I noticed it before I started removing the vinyl or not, but whatever. And then finally the last piece is the chrome trim. Just sit it in there. Push on it, put your boot back down, whatever you want to call this leather stuff. I call it a boot, shifter boot. And that's it. The most difficult part about this whole entire project is the vinyl. It has its minimum and maximum stretching. Like, I had to stretch a bunch of this, and luckily I managed to line up the pattern so that the darker part will line up and go through the whole entire way so that it looks uniform. Yeah, you can put these back to open if you want. Push those back in there. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna remove it and buy some 3M Dynoc. This is eBay stuff. I got a roll of 4 feet by 5 feet for, I believe, $20 on eBay. It's not the best quality stuff, and it has that like air bubble technology to help you try and get the air bubbles out and stuff. So yeah, that's it. As you can see, it only took me about 3 minutes to pull this out. While wrapping it, it was about half an hour for the top because I messed up once and I had to redo it. And then for the bottom was about 20 minutes. You got to be patient, guys, and make sure you get a blow dryer for stretching it, heating it up to stretch it, and an X-Acto knife, precision knife, and you'll be good to go. Cool. See you guys.